Samoa Joe, and you're listening to the Ringside Report.
Yeah. Check 1, 2. Okay, John, give me
1, 2, check. 1, 2, check. 1, 2, check.
Yeah, you're good.
Cool.
All right. Welcome, everybody. It's the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show. This is our last show before WrestleMania.
It's the big one.
This is the big one, and we got a lot going on. Of course, WrestleMania is crazy. The UFC is going crazy right now. I'm kind of preoccupied, actually, with the whole Conor McGregor thing. Got arrested. It's kind of nuts, but we got to stick to professional wrestling right now. You know, Ringside Report Radio. You guys, it's up on the website right now. You can listen to that and everything going on there with McGregor and the latest of UFC 223. Just insane.
Man, I can't wait for Conor to go to WWE. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he seems fit for WWE.
It's going to be a while now because if he's going to go to jail or get sued, like whatever happens with him, like that, he's going to have to deal with that first. Maybe a year from now, I can see him in WWE. But yeah, I think it's going to happen.
You know who's going to be at WrestleMania?
Well, Ronda Rousey, yes.
You know who else? From the UFC?
GSP?
No.
Oh.
Dana White.
Wow. Well, didn't Dana say, like, it's confirmed Brock is coming back to you, like, it's done deal?
He did say that.
Okay, wow.
But he said he's going to be there to support Ronda.
Not Brock.
He didn't say anything about Brock. I saw him interviewed about it. He was asked if he's going to be at WrestleMania to support Ronda, and he said he will be.
Cool.
Poaching talent there, brother. I mean, he might be looking at Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar and thinking, I can make money off this guy. The UFC is in dire straits right now. You think about it. No John Jones. He's on suspension. GSP's kind of not really there. Ronda's in the WWE. Conor's in jail. You know? I mean, they need stars. CM Punk has his next fight made. He's going to fight in June at UFC 225 in Chicago against a guy named Mike Jackson.
That was the guy who beat the guy that he lost to.
No, he lost to the guy that he lost to.
Oh, he lost to the guy, okay.
Yeah, Mickey Gall, the guy, his first UFC fight was against this guy, Mike Jackson.
Okay.
And he beat him, and then he fought Punk, and he beat him. So Punk's going to fight the guy that Gall fought first.
Well, that seems fair.
It does seem fair. Seems like a good matchup. We'll see what he does with it. And then maybe he can come back to the WWE or New Japan or whatever.
Well, if he really wants to. I mean, it doesn't seem like he wants to. I don't think he wants to be that Bobby Lashley kind of guy who does, like, wrestling and MMA. I think he just wants to do MMA.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this one goes. Because if he loses this one, I mean...
Well, there's always Bellator, no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, at a certain point, you got to say, okay, that's enough. No? I would think if he lost again, he'd maybe say, this is maybe not for me. I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he'd keep going. But at a certain point, the Athletic Commission is not going to allow you to fight if you got like an 0-6 record.
Right. I mean, well, he's got to get to that point. What if it's like really competitive, but he still loses? Like, I think he's going to still fight.
Yeah, then you try again. But if he gets squashed like last time...
Yeah, well... Yeah, it might be a sign.
Yeah. Then maybe you got to call it quits. That's what I think. But, I mean, don't you want to see Punk in pro wrestling more than in MMA?
Not if he doesn't want to be. If he doesn't want to be there, he shouldn't come back. If his heart's not in it, I don't want to see him back.
Yeah, I guess so. But I'd like his heart to be in it.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. I don't think it's going to happen. He seems very... Let's remember, too, that he's still on a lawsuit with WWE, so there's still a lot of bitterness.
Go to Japan. There are so many fun matchups for Punk as a part-time guy in Japan. Be amazing. Amazing. Punk versus Kenny Omega. Punk versus Naito. I mean, just so many matchups. Punk Okada. Punk Ospreay.
It is pro wrestling. It's kind of like a drug, and you get addicted to it. And once you leave it, you kind of don't want to get back into it because you're just going to get addicted again. So I think maybe he's happy not being addicted to it anymore.
Oh, Punk is drug free. Okay? That means he's better than you, John.
Of course. But he's hooked on. He was hooked on wrestling, and now he's hooked on MMA. So he's changed his preference.
Speaking of New Japan, though, we were talking about that. I got a new show. New show with the Green Phantom, a.k.a. our buddy Joseph. And that's online right now at WrestlingUncensored.net and on our iTunes feed and everywhere else you get the show. New show. We're going to do it every now and again. It's going to be like a special, probably monthly is what we're looking at right now. Kind of going with the New Japan schedule.
But that's a lot, though. If you only go monthly, there's usually an event every, 2 weeks, no?
Not always with New Japan. Right now, we're looking at a New Japan schedule where we don't have anything until the end of April. And then it's only a couple shows, and then a little break.
All right. Well, yeah, you got lucky now.
Yeah, it slows down.
But when you were in that New Japan Cup, that would have been rough.
Yeah, well, then I'll keep doing maybe solo specials as well when it's kind of more crunch time with New Japan. When there's more stuff going on, then maybe we'll amp up the New Japan stuff. Maybe you could start watching New Japan as well, and you could fill in the gaps.
Well, first I got to listen to your new podcast and
That's
go
right.
from there.
Which was a lot about, somewhat about New Japan, but mostly about kind of the wrestling business as a whole.
I had a feeling Phantom would give his 2 cents on what he thought about professional wrestling.
Yeah, well, he hasn't seen all the New Japan stuff yet. We're still trying to get him caught up. This was kind of like the first episode, introduce the Phantom, try and get him more into New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm fully into it, as we know, and, go from there.
Baby steps.
That's right. First show. First show with the Phantom. It's his first podcast.
It's kind of cool how
What's Phantom in Japan is the name of the show.
I like that you guys are doing titles like that. That's cool. It's cool how this kind of started off as a spin-off, and now you have a spin-off of a spin-off, pretty much.
That's right.
It's quite impressive.
This show is a spin-off of Ringside Report Radio.
Right.
This is Wrestling Uncensored. And we have, of course, many spin-offs that we do together, right? All the other... this is Wrestling Uncensored, the main shows, but we're going to have... we're going to be on Periscope and YouTube Live during, before, and after WrestleMania.
It's a lot. And
we're going to do podcasts. Well, we're going to do a podcast, like the after show, the post show will be a podcast as well. The post-WrestleMania show. So that's kind of a spin-off in itself. Well, because it's not on the radio. It's like a whole different thing. Even this right now, the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show, is kind of a spin-off of Wrestling Uncensored, the main show.
They're more like specials. This is more of like extra. If you heard the radio show, you have a little bit more to listen to if you already heard the radio show, so there's more for you to listen to. It's just giving you more, which was, I believe, your mandate this year. So
the expansion.
Yeah.
The expansion continues, giving you more content, more professional wrestling. Because, I love professional wrestling. You love pro wrestling. And we love it more than just an hour a week. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about pro wrestling, not 24/7 because we sleep sometimes, but other than that, we're talking, thinking, reading, watching. As the great Triple H once said, I eat, sleep, and breathe this business. So why not keep on going?
No, I full-heartedly agree with that, without question. And now's the time to be like that because it's WrestleMania season, so you're definitely going to get more than enough wrestling right now. It's pretty much non-stop wrestling from here on out.
And I got to say, I'm a bit jealous seeing people that are in New Orleans this week because there's so much good wrestling going on, all these independent shows that are running stuff. I saw Matt Riddle and Minoru Suzuki had some sort of crazy match. Matt Riddle ran a show like Bloodsport or something. It wasn't in a ring. Wow. There was no ropes. Like, the ring had no ropes. It was an interesting concept. There's all these shows going on in New Orleans this week, apart from all the WWE Access stuff and the Hall of Fame and NXT and WrestleMania, of course. Man, I think one day we need to get out there and just live the whole deal. We need to start getting out there, John.
Next year is what? New York, Jersey, I believe?
WrestleMania 35 in New Jersey.
It is a bit closer.
It is a bit closer. I've thought about going, doing a lot of the indie shows, doing the Hall of Fame, doing Raw after Mania, maybe NXT as well, but maybe not going to Mania itself.
Well, that seems kind of ridiculous.
Does it? I don't know. Mania seems like a lot. There's so many people. It's so crowded. The traffic getting in and out of there. That's what really stresses me out about the whole thing, is that it's so large. You're dealing with like 80, 100,000 people. It's so much. It's a difficult environment to watch pro wrestling in.
I think it would just be amazing to live in that moment.
Yeah.
So many people, and it's all focused on the ring in the center. I think that's fantastic.
All right, fine. You convinced me. You want to go to WrestleMania next year?
I don't know about next year. I really hope it came to Toronto, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I don't know why it's taken so long to go back to Canada, but
yeah, Toronto would be cool. Montreal would be cool too.
Well, that's not. You keep dreaming of that.
Hey, they're doing Raw and SmackDown here.
They
Two
are.
TV tapings. Raw is basically sold out. Raw's going to be crazy. It's going to be like 20,000 people. It's going to be packed.
And it's the week after the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully everyone's still in good shape after that.
And the week of Backlash.
Yeah, it's hit or miss on those go-home pay-per-views shows. Like this week, yeah, not so good. Not so good at all.
Yeah, it was not great. Do you have a movie review? You want to do that?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. We should, because John Cena was in it, so it's one of the few times like I watch a movie and it kind of makes sense for the wrestling show because there's a wrestler in it.
Yeah, it actually makes sense that you're getting a free ticket to review this movie, unlike the other movies that you're just getting in for some other reason that I can't quite explain.
Well, you just review movies, and it's like, well, you want to review more? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I don't complain. You complain, unfortunately, but
I don't complain. I just fail to understand it.
I don't know why you fail to realize
That's
why
right.
50 Shades of Grey is fantastic, and we should review it, and we did, and they were amazing episodes. The best, by the way.
Yes, people did like them.
But yeah, Blockers. I saw Blockers with a nice little rooster on top. Can I say it? Because I know you got pissed when I said it last time.
It's a pre-show.
Oh, it's a pre-show, so I can say cock blockers, right?
Yes.
Like, okay. I'm not allowed to say it on the radio show. That was the problem.
Well, yeah, because of the radio, AM radio, you know.
Right, okay. So I saw Blockers or cock blockers, depending.
I thought it was called Cock Blockers, the movie.
I never actually saw the word cock.
Really?
It was just an actual cock.
I don't know. I saw C. I don't know. Maybe not.
I never saw the COCK.
Okay.
I never saw that. I just saw the rooster, and that was it.
Yeah, Vince loves roosters.
Yeah, you apparently too, because you and Cena. So,
What?
anyways, so the movie, it's Cena and two other parents, and their kids are growing up. They're going to prom night, and they're looking to get laid. And the parents find out about it. Now, John Cena, it's kind of like you'd expect John Cena to be if he was a parent. He's kind of strict, and he put his kid through a lot of tough sports, and kind of like more of a coach than an actual dad.
Okay.
And he gets very emotional. That's his whole thing, is that he just every time his daughter does something, he just starts crying, which wasn't that funny, but for some reason a lot of people laugh at this. John Cena crying isn't hilarious, but whatever.
Okay.
So
You hate John Cena, though. Going into it, you have a bias against the guy.
I don't think he's that great of an actor, but to be fair,
Or a wrestler.
well, whatever, wrestling. This isn't wrestling I'm watching here. This is him and his acting. And
I think he's fantastic at everything.
okay, fine. All right, biased. But given his past work, I mean, compared to the Marine, he's leaps and bounds better now. It's amazing. And I thought he was pretty good in Trainwreck in the limited kind of spot he was in. Again, John Cena, when he's being kind of gay, that works.
What?
When it
What?
sounds like he wants...
What do you mean? Is he a gay man in this movie?
In this, he's not gay. He has a wife. However,
Okay.
he's put in situations where it seems that he might be a little gay.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a situation. They go to this party, and in order to get into this party, because they're trying to spy on the daughters, make sure they don't have sex.
Yes.
So they have to chug some beer.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, 2018 kids now, instead of chugging beer through the mouth, they do it through the a-hole.
Okay.
So John Cena's got to put a pipe in his butt.
Like a beer bong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and John Cena's...
I've heard Richard do that on the Howard Stern show.
Did he?
Yeah, he's a guy on the Stern show. He's one of the writers. Does phony phone calls. And, and he actually did a taste test. He could tell which beers... he had like different flavored beers, and he could tell which flavored beer was going in to his butthole at the time. Very impressive. Very impressive. I mean, how do you taste through? But he could taste it somehow through his butt. I don't know how he did it. Quite a routine.
Well, the logic in this movie was that you get a lot more drunk doing it this way. I don't know exactly if that's true or not, but that's in this movie. They pulled it off. Anyways, that was quite hilarious how John Cena, at first it was very difficult for him, but then it just flowed in so naturally. So that seemed pretty hilarious, how John Cena was able to pull that off in the movie. And then
he wasn't really doing it, John. He wasn't really doing that. You realize that, right? It was a stunt butt or a fake butt. I mean... You think it was Cena's butt? Did you see Cena's butt in the movie?
You saw a butt. Was it Cena's butt? Who knows? I mean, Cena, I'm pretty sure, did show his butt in Trainwreck, so...
Did he?
Yeah, he doesn't mind it, I don't think.
Yeah, but he wasn't taking alcohol in his butt, right?
More than likely not.
Yeah, definitely not.
But he acted very good at it. It may seem like he actually was.
That's not gay.
Well, the fact that he was able to enjoy the fact that the pipe was going in his butt, I don't know about that. It's highly questionable.
Moving on.
Anyways, so...
You're highly questionable.
I'm highly questionable. Anyways, so...
LGBTQ questionable, John.
All right. So pretty much in the end, they get to the prom, and that's where all the mayhem pretty much happens. Is it, like... It's not the funniest movie, but...
Mayhem? There's mayhem that happens?
Well, John Cena pretty much... Like, they're in a hotel, right?
Does anybody go on a rampage?
John Cena goes on a rampage.
Is it worse than Conor McGregor's rampage?
It might be on the same level, to be honest, actually.
Did you see McGregor's rampage?
Like, John Cena, like, the whole thing in the movie...
Did you see McGregor's rampage?
I didn't, but...
Oh, my goodness. You didn't see that?
I only saw him, like, throw something at a bus.
You didn't see it crash into the bus window?
No, I didn't see him crash into the bus. I just saw him throw something at a bus.
Yeah, and that thing crashed through the window.
Wow.
Okay. Anyways, moving on to this art.
Anyways.
Keep going.
The whole build-up was when John Cena met the guy that his daughter wants to have sex with and, like, kind of gave him, like, a smug look, and John Cena's so pissed, and he's just building up that he wants to beat the crap out of the guy. So, of course, he just, in the hotel, he just goes crazy, goes through every room, barging through, breaking all doors because it's John Cena, right?
Yeah. He's super muscular.
Well, of course. So...
And that's part of the character in the movie. He's, like, jacked.
Well, you can't hide that.
Yeah.
So then, when he finally goes through and, like, gets his hands on the guy, that's one of the best parts of the movie. My goodness. I've never enjoyed, like, seeing, like, a kid that's supposed to play a minor get his ass kicked so much.
So Cena just beats up a child in this movie?
See, again, like, Cena, like, when he's over the top, ridiculous, it works.
Okay.
I don't know about Cena in those, like, drama roles. Like, I think he was in one before. Like, I think it was called The Wrestler, if I'm not mistaken. Danny Glover was in it. That one wasn't so good.
Oh, yeah. That was not called The Wrestler. That was called something else, but I did see that.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That was, yeah.
Exactly. Like, he wasn't really great in that.
No.
So, I think in this kind of role, like, when he's just kind of completely off the wall crazy, it works.
Okay. So you liked it?
I like parts of it. I think most people will find it funny because right now there's not much out right now that's hilarious. So, and if you like Trainwreck, you'd probably like this too.
I still don't understand how Cena's gay in the movie. I don't get that, but I don't know if we have to.
I told you like before we started this that Cena touches like a guy's cock in the movie.
Yeah, why does he do that?
Because they're stuck in a situation where they try to break into another parent's house.
Okay.
Because they have the information where the teens are. Because the teens go throughout all the city, right?
Whatever.
Yeah. And in this house, these parents, they're walking around naked.
Okay.
And blindfolded.
Okay.
And it's some sort of sex game.
Okay.
Don't give me this freaking like eyebrow look at me. Like, what do you want me to tell you here? Like, this is the way it is.
You always find yourself in these situations with movies, eh, John? You always find yourself in these weirdo movies.
I don't write it. It just happens, all right?
Sure.
So, the parents are trying to touch each other.
Okay.
And Cena and another parent are there.
Yeah. And they're not supposed to be there. They're hiding.
Right.
Right.
And so the parents think they're touching the other parents, but they're actually touching Cena and the other guy. Mm-hmm. And Cena ends up having to touch the guy's cock.
Right, to make it seem like he's the other person.
Right.
So he just grabs it?
Yep.
And then what?
Then things don't work out too well because, I guess because the other guy's cock got grabbed too hard.
By Cena?
No, by the woman.
Okay.
Yeah, Cena was fine, actually, with his grabbing. There was no problem. It's because the girl grabbed too hard, I guess, or yanked, and it caused him screaming, and then they had to run. A lot of tomfoolery in this movie, by the way.
Sounds terrible.
Well,
I do not want to see it.
Did you watch American Pie? Probably not.
Did I watch American Pie? No. No, wait, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Sounds like that. Wait, who's in this movie? Cena and who's the other guy?
Ike something.
Is that Ike Barinholtz, right?
Oh, yeah, that's him.
He is a super fan of Howard Stern. He's always going on Howard Stern and saying how much he likes that. I guarantee you that whole beer in the butt thing was stolen from Howard Stern.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
What a cheap rip-off movie. Stolen bit.
Was the touching part, too, the blindfold part, also a stolen bit?
Well, there's a lot of penis touching on Howard Stern. Man-on-man penis touching. I mean, it happens. You didn't listen during Cocktober, I'm assuming. You missed a lot.
Missed that one.
It's a good show. I recommend it. I think you'd like it. You never listened to Howard Stern in your life?
When it used to be on Fox, I don't know if you remember that.
Okay, yeah.
That was a long time ago.
He was good.
It was great. But maybe sometimes he was on Sirius. Is he even on Sirius?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of times.
All right. I want to talk about pro wrestling.
Well, Cena, like, in the ring now, yeah.
Is he?
Well, he was in the ring this week, was he not?
But is the match happening?
See, was that not one of the best parts of this week?
I was a little let down. Let's get to it.
Okay.
Let's get to it. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, this is Mick Foley, and you are listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
What's going on, y'all? This is WWE superstar Kofi Kingston, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and you are listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is Trish Stratus, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored. Keep listening. Stratisfaction is guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. Right here with you on TSN 690 every Saturday night. And online, of course, at WrestlingUncensored.net. You can download every episode of Wrestling Uncensored over at WrestlingUncensored.net. We just got done doing the world-famous Wrestling Uncensored pre-show. And Johnny North with a review of the new John Cena movie. Some pretty exciting times on the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show. You can download all our stuff on iTunes, on Google Play, on YouTube, and at WrestlingUncensored.net. We make it very easy for you. It's everywhere. And there's just not enough time in this 1 hour block that we have from TSN 690 to talk about everything in the world of professional wrestling. So we have to extend it for you on the Wrestling Uncensored pre-show. We've got a jam-packed show for you here because, of course, tomorrow night is WrestleMania. This is our biggest show of the year. As far as Wrestling Uncensored, as far as the world of professional wrestling, the biggest show in professional wrestling, WrestleMania, the 34th edition, going down tomorrow night live in New Orleans, Louisiana. Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Universal Championship against Roman Reigns. AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. The Miz defending the Intercontinental title against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Ronda Rousey making her WWE debut, teaming with Kurt Angle against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Daniel Bryan returning to the ring to team with Shane McMahon to take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. You've got Cesaro and Sheamus defending the tag titles against Braun Strowman. The SmackDown tag titles on the line, the Usos, the Bludgeon Brothers, and the New Day in a triple threat. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title, SmackDown Women's title. Charlotte Flair versus Asuka. Randy Orton defending the U.S. title against Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev. My goodness, we got a lot of matches. And that's the main card. The pre-show, we got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, and Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali for the vacant WWE Cruiserweight Championship. But the one match I did not mention that I think might close the show, but I don't know right now. I don't know where we're even at with this match, is John Cena versus The Undertaker. Where is the dead man? John Cena on Raw this week called him out once again, and once again, The Undertaker did not show up.
I think that's tremendous. I think it's great. Undertaker not showing up. Now everyone truly believes like this match might not happen. I think that's what they wanted from day one.
But why? I mean, why not announce it? Why not advertise it? Is this match going to happen at WrestleMania? I'm assuming it will at some point, right? At some point, I guess either Cena's going to come out and call The Undertaker out one more time, try it again, and Taker will come out and we'll have the match. Or Taker will come out at some point and call out Cena, and then we'll have the match. It's going to go one of those two ways, I'm assuming. But I find it very strange that Taker didn't come out on Raw this week to say, yes, okay, here we go. I will face you, Cena. I find it strange that Cena has been doing the build for this match all by himself.
I really believe it's the surprise effect. Pretty much what we got with the Hardys last year when they came up out of nowhere and won the Raw Tag Team titles. That was the greatest reaction last year at WrestleMania. And I think this year, Undertaker showing up when people are kind of not expecting him to show up now, that's probably going to be the moment. But because it's not announced, I don't think it's going to be the main event.
I think it would be cool if Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania. Roman starts walking out, and then Cena jumps in the ring. Cena's in the crowd the whole time, watching like a fan, like he says he's going to be. Cena jumps in the ring and says, wait. Don't end WrestleMania yet. I got to try one more time. I got to try it. I'm sorry. Calls out Undertaker. Taker comes out. And here's the real main event.
It's an idea.
I think it'd be cool.
I feel like you could do that at another part in the show.
But at the end, it would be more fun because at the end, you're watching the whole show. You see Brock and Roman. Taker still hasn't come out. At that point, you're thinking, it's not happening.
I just find that Roman, who's closed the last 3 WrestleManias, if I'm not mistaken, is probably going to more than likely close this year's as well. Unless The Undertaker would get involved in the Brock-Roman match, but I feel like that's done. Him with Roman and Brock. You don't need to go back and have him feud with Roman and Brock again.
Is it done with him and Roman and Brock? Is it? Because this whole match between Roman and Brock is about The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And, you know, a lot of people are upset that we're getting Roman versus Brock, and I understand that because Roman Reigns is being pushed as the guy, and maybe he's not the guy. I get it. He's not the best guy out there. But you've got to appreciate the story that the WWE has told with this match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Wrestling fans are always complaining that we don't have these long, complex, drawn-out stories that culminate in these huge matches. But if you think about Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, this feud between the two of them has been going on for like 5 years. WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar beats The Undertaker, ends the streak. Roman wrestles, I think, in a six-man with the Shield, right?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 31, Roman wrestles Brock. Undertaker wrestles, I think, Bray Wyatt, right? Beats Bray Wyatt, whatever. Roman wrestles Brock. Seth Rollins comes in, steals the title away, and the issue is still unresolved between Roman and Brock. WrestleMania 32, Brock has to deal with one of Roman's guys, Dean Ambrose, and Roman deals with Triple H and becomes a champion. Finally, you know, a year later after getting screwed over, 32 crowning moment, takes the title in the main event from Triple H. WrestleMania 33, Brock takes the title from Bill Goldberg. Roman Reigns beats The Undertaker. The next night, Paul Heyman says Brock and Roman is the match to make. And now a year after that, WrestleMania 34, Brock versus Roman. It has a lot to do with The Undertaker. The whole feud has revolved around The Undertaker to a certain extent, you know? They're the only two guys to have defeated The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And even in Paul Heyman's promo on the Raw After Mania last year, that was the main sticking point, saying, you know, Brock had done it. Roman, you did it last night. That means that the two baddest guys in the WWE are Brock and Roman, and we need to figure out who the number one is. As much as you may not like Roman and as much as you may not like Brock even right now, you got to appreciate the storytelling here for this match. It's a very long build and a very complex story that spanned now 4 or 5 WrestleManias. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. This is 5 WrestleManias now that we've been building. 5-year build to this one big match.
I think it's just funny how that worked out that way. I don't know if they completely planned that from the start, but...
No, but if you think about the story that's been told here, it's pretty good. It's a good story going into this match. There's a long build. The only problem is Roman is the starring role. You know, you can have the best movie in the world, but if you have a terrible actor in there, it's not necessarily going to work out.
I don't think his acting's been that bad in the case of him taking a beating. His beatings he's been taking from Brock the last couple of weeks have been tremendous. Actually, outstanding, even. Probably the best part of Monday Night Raw the last couple of weeks has been Roman taking those beatings. And he took a beating this week as well. Although, he gave more than he took.
That's right.
Still, in the end, he's left laying. And
as he has been every time he's encountered Brock Lesnar on Raw, Roman has been left laying, Brock standing tall. Every time, 3 weeks in a row now, Brock stands tall. Which only adds to the speculation that Roman is definitely going to win, right? I mean, there's no chance Brock walks out still champion.
Well, it's how he left him laying pretty much, I think, all those weeks. The last move was always the F5. And they put over that there's no getting up from the F5. They put that over so much that that's the big moment, is when Roman kicks out of the F5, which no one, I believe, has done in like years.
So he's going to kick out of the F5?
Apparently that's the huge moment at WrestleMania. I don't know if that's going to work out, but that's what they believe in.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's just ridiculous because you just see it coming. And that's the problem with the whole build towards this match, that it's been predictable since last year. And it's like you knew we were going down this route anyways. It's no fun, really, when it's like that. It's fun when it's like you don't really know what's going on, much like John Cena and The Undertaker. Surprises are better.
What if Roman hits a spear on Brock and the lights go out and they come back on and Taker's got his hand wrapped around Roman's throat?
I really find we got to move on from this. Like, I understand we set up Roman and Brock because of The Undertaker, but you can't expect The Undertaker to come back for another 2-3 years and to continue this Roman and Brock thing. One, Brock probably won't be back in those 2 or 3 years. So they got to just go in a different direction with this. Use The Undertaker, they did, and put Roman in a different direction.
You think Roman can just get away with saying my yard now? Taker doesn't want revenge? His yard? He's the big dog now? I don't know about that.
I think you got to move on from this point. Like, the fact that The Undertaker's coming back, period, that's fantastic. It's amazing. I wasn't expecting that. But for him to wrestle Roman again, I don't think we really need to see that.
It is WrestleMania, though, and you never know what might happen. They might shock us. They might surprise us. This is the time to do it. This is the time for the big swerve, the big reveal. You never know what might happen. And everybody going into Roman and Brock thinking it's going to go one way. Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3 on Brock Lesnar. It's probably the way it's going to go. But you got to imagine the WWE knows that everybody figures that's the way it's going to go. And it's up to them to either say, yeah, okay, we're just going to do it, or say, let's change it up a little bit. They can do whatever they want.
What do you think is going to happen?
I think Roman's going to go over strong, and then he's going to walk out as a Universal Champion on Raw, and then that's going to be it. But I also don't really know where that leaves them. Like, if Roman goes over Brock, he's already beat Cena. Like, what do you do with Roman? Who's his challenge? The Miz? You know, like, what are you going to do with Roman Reigns after he wins? On Monday night, where does Roman go from here?
Well, they obviously got to build someone up to face Roman.
Who?
There's guys. I mean, Samoa Joe.
No, okay, Joe, maybe. But, like, is that really believable at this point?
They got to build him up. That's it. You got to start from scratch, pretty much. I mean, you built up Roman for years. Now you got to start with someone else. I mean, they've kind of started with Braun. It feels like he's going in a different direction, though, but still, like, they're establishing him. They got to get someone else up there, too. I mean, they could, if they really wanted to. Maybe let's put Nakamura, if he doesn't win the championship, put him on Raw, challenge Roman Reigns.
Oh, good. So the guy that couldn't beat AJ Styles, he's going to go and try Roman Reigns and lose to him, too. So you totally bury Nakamura, just kind of ruin him.
Okay, maybe he couldn't beat AJ, but he could beat Roman. It's not possible.
I don't know. I'm not sure where they go with Roman Reigns. I expect him to go over strong, but I'd also like them to do something interesting with that match where Roman maybe doesn't walk out as Universal Champion.
You know, if you want something interesting, I think maybe the WWE Championship match, they'll do something interesting. Because this Brock Roman, it just seems like it's been kind of predictable the way it's been going from day one. So I wouldn't expect much to change.
I feel like the WWE Championship match is just as predictable as this one. I feel like AJ Styles is going to win. It's going to be an incredible match. It may steal the show. And that's that. AJ's going to win. They wrestled just over 2 years ago at Wrestle Kingdom in Japan at the Tokyo Dome. Shinsuke won that one. That was on Shinsuke's home turf in Japan. They're in the U.S., AJ's home turf. AJ's going to win. AJ retains. I think that's the right move, too.
Well, last year, I believe the Universal and WWE Championship changed hands. This time, you don't think that's going to happen?
No, I think AJ's going to hold on to that belt. I think that him and Shinsuke can do more after WrestleMania. But I don't think Shinsuke is going to be the guy to take the WWE title off AJ Styles.
The way I'm looking at WrestleMania right now, this is the end game. Like, I don't know if there is a tomorrow for a lot of these guys, in the sense that they might not be on the same show after this.
I don't think the shakeup is happening right away.
If it not right away, I wouldn't expect it too far away. Like, probably before Backlash.
Yeah, but they might do it before Backlash, but kind of like, was it last year where they did it, where they had kind of WrestleMania rematches already set up, even though some guys were on different brands, they still had them wrestle at Backlash.
That's true. So, yeah, that could very well happen. I just think if you go in a different direction right now with characters, don't go backwards with them. Like, end it here. Like, do we need to see AJ versus Nakamura again afterwards? I mean, you wouldn't mind it, but really the match is at WrestleMania. The rematch, I wouldn't be as excited for.
I think we probably see it, though. I really do. I think AJ retains. You don't think AJ is going to retain the title?
I wouldn't be surprised if Nakamura won, because I really think it could go either way. But if I'd have to pick one choice, it'd probably be AJ, mainly because I find they want to put him over more than Nakamura. In terms of, like, his legacy, I think they see AJ as a greater superstar than Nakamura.
I think they see AJ as one of the greatest superstars they've ever had.
In such a short period of time, yes.
It's pretty incredible.
Well, it should have happened years ago, but they figured it out finally.
They figured it out, and they're doing it right, though, with AJ Styles. I think that's the most important part. And I know you didn't really like the build to this match. You weren't so into it. I liked the mind games that Shinsuke was playing with AJ last week, and I liked how they did it again this week on SmackDown. I thought that was a cool little segment where AJ and Shinsuke were teaming against Gable and Benjamin. AJ hits the forearm on Gable for the pin, and then Shelton attacks Shinsuke after the match when AJ was out of the ring. But Shinsuke wound up, getting his bearings and tossing Shelton out of the ring. On the other side, though, here's AJ Styles up on the rope for the springboard, about to hit the phenomenal forearm, but he pulls up this time, doesn't hit Shinsuke. Shinsuke's like cowering. He's like, uh-oh, about to get hit. And then AJ kind of taps Shinsuke on the head, just like Shinsuke had done to him the week prior with the Kinshasa, almost hitting him and then saying, no, save it for Mania. But Shinsuke looked very upset. I liked the way Shinsuke sold it. He looked very mad. He was yelling at AJ Styles. AJ was just kind of smirking at him. I thought it was good. And I thought for the first time, Shinsuke Nakamura seemed like angry and wanting to get some sort of revenge on AJ Styles, where for the most part of this build, it seems like Shinsuke has been kind of messing with AJ, and AJ's been upset at Shinsuke. And here, finally, they kind of turn the tables on SmackDown. I like the build to this match. It's not this big thing with tons of promos and a lot of hype, but it's just enough of a story to add interest to the match that you're already excited about, because on paper, it's incredible. Two of the best in-ring performers that WWE has. Two guys that you want to see in the WWE on the biggest stage for the WWE Championship. It sells itself. The fact that they even had any kind of storyline going into this is a testament to the WWE and their work ethic. Because really, you could have just said, Shinsuke Nakamura just won the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles is WWE Champion. It's January. We're going to put them on ice. We're going to send them home. And they're going to come back in April for WrestleMania, and you're all going to watch an amazing match.
They could do that easily. I just found it very off-putting, and it's not really AJ Nakamura's fault. It's WWE. But the fact that they small screen a match on Raw to hype up AJ versus Nakamura, it's like, what the heck are you doing?
They did this on Raw and SmackDown, and I did not like this, where all of a sudden you're watching a promo for a WrestleMania match, and the match that's actually happening on the screen is in a small screen, and there's no commentary or sound or anything for it. On Raw, it was really bad because they went into a rest hold,
Yeah.
and it was just very obvious. I think it was during the Seth and Finn match, right?
Yes.
So they go into a chin lock, and they're just sitting there while the commercial's playing. And then as the commercial's winding up, oh, here comes Finn Balor, starts to stand up and get out of the move. It's like, man, could this be any faker? You're trying to suspend disbelief here, but it's clear that they're just waiting for the commercial to be over to continue wrestling. It's very sad.
It probably would have been worse for the live crowd that they probably aired it for the live crowd. So everyone probably realized once it stopped, okay. They probably thought we were in commercial when that happened, the live crowd. That's just, it's really off-putting to do that. One, to ruin the live show that you're watching, and just okay, enough WrestleMania. Show me this afterwards. I'm a little busy here watching a match. It's just, again, not AJ and Nakamura's fault, but now I think about that match, I think about that moment, and it's very upsetting, actually.
But it wasn't just their match, right? It happened on Raw, happened on SmackDown. They did it, but it was really annoying. It was AJ and Nakamura are wrestling Gable and Benjamin. It's a good match on SmackDown, and then all of a sudden they're in a small screen, and you're seeing a promo for Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah.
It's I've already, and it's a promo you've already seen. It's ridiculous.
Now, given all the hype that Ronda's gotten this week as well, I really thought it wasn't going to be the main event a couple weeks ago. Now I'm maybe. It probably won't be, but, man, there is a lot of hype behind Ronda Rousey right now.
She's a big star.
I thought the promo was excellent. Obviously she didn't say a lot, but she doesn't need to say a lot.
You thought the promo was excellent?
I thought
the opening promo on Raw with the coach. You thought that was good?
I liked the setup, yeah.
I did not like it.
I didn't like the Twitter question stuff. It just seemed like they didn't really care about that. They had their own question set up. That was the really important part. They shouldn't do Twitter questions if you're not really going to care. But the whole setup, Stephanie telling Ronda she doesn't take losses very well, that was great.
Good line.
Yeah, great line. The crowd reacted to that because everyone knows it. And even Ronda, regardless if she's acting or not, it seemed like she was, very well into that and knew how to respond to that. I'm sure they probably talked to her afterwards or beforehand.
Definitely beforehand.
Definitely beforehand. But still, it was good. It was a great setup. And the fact that Ronda, went through a table, that was kind of shocking.
I liked when Ronda goozled Triple H.
Yeah, well, what the heck was she going to do? Goozle? What? Gonna choke slam him or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought she was gonna choke slam him. I thought that was really cool. She just grabbed him by the throat. Goozle! That's, I think, my favorite wrestling move and name of a move. The goozle.
I love it. I do it all the time, but, it seemed very off-putting as well for that. But that was fine because it's just okay, where are you going with this? Stephanie's move, too, by the way, was that a choke slam? Or what? It was supposed to be a back suplex that turned into a choke slam?
I don't know what that was. It was an awkward move, and it was weird the way Ronda was selling it afterwards.
Not really selling it.
She was not really selling it. She was not acting like she was hurt. She was more acting like she was just mad that she was, and she just didn't want to get up. She was just too mad to get up, just looking at Triple H and Stephanie you jerks. It was a weird selling there from Ronda.
It's like she was superhuman, but she was still down. It was very awkward, but if that's Ronda's thing, okay, that's her thing.
It would make sense if it was the main event.
I wouldn't be too surprised. Just problem is there's no championship, so maybe not that, because maybe you want to end it with a championship match. You have so many championship matches, one of them should end the show.
Yeah. Brock Roman would make sense.
Well, it was the first match we thought of for WrestleMania, so.
How about Charlotte and Asuka? I think that should close the show. I still maintain that should be the last match on the show. I was thinking Cena and Taker for a while there, but now, because we don't even know if the match is going to happen, I don't know, maybe it shouldn't end the show. I think Charlotte and Asuka would make a really good end of WrestleMania.
Well, the thing is, with Cena Taker, how do you top that? Because that reaction, that's going to be tough. And Charlotte and Asuka, I think it's going to be a great match. Might be the best women's match we see, like, ever in WWE. It has that potential. High expectations for that match. Just, I find the build, like, okay, you challenged her. That was it. Not much else happened.
There has not been much.
I mean, it's just...
And they've stayed on separate shows for the most part, too.
It's just, Charlotte's really good. Asuka's undefeated. She's really good. They're going to face each other. It's like AJ Nakamura. I mean, it's a good match, but there's no real heat between the two of them.
Not a lot of real heat for these SmackDown title matches.
Maybe for the four-way, I guess. Bit of heat.
I think Charlotte should win.
Wow. Why?
Because it's pro wrestling. You can't stay undefeated forever.
Sadly.
And if anybody's going to beat Asuka, shouldn't it be Charlotte? You have a great match. You go like 20, 30 minutes, but Charlotte wins in the end. If anybody should beat her, it should be Charlotte. Not Ronda. It should be Charlotte Flair. Asuka can come back. She can win. Other matches, other titles. She can beat Charlotte down the road. But this match here, I think everybody would be shocked if Asuka lost because everybody's expecting her to win.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania is a great time to end a streak and shock everybody.
Yeah, it has, yes, in the past.
And if anybody's going to do it, why not Charlotte? She's the queen of the women's division.
Off that point, it's hard to disagree with you. The thing is, though, they just had the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. And the first winner of the Royal Rumble is not going to be successful? I have a hard time believing that.
You think Carmella's going to be successful, the first winner of the Women's Money in the Bank? You think she's going to have a successful title run? You think she's going to cash in? I think it would be cool, honestly, if she did. I think it would be good if Charlotte beats Asuka at the end of WrestleMania, and then Carmella cashes in and beats Charlotte, because Charlotte's beat up. Charlotte just wrestled Asuka for 30 minutes at the end of WrestleMania. She just won her title. Just barely. Here comes Carmella, cashes in, beats Charlotte, and WrestleMania ends with Carmella holding the title and celebrating. No one would expect or predict that to happen. No one, except for me, brother. Carmella on top at the end of Mania. Wouldn't that be great?
I see it, but not in that way, though.
How awesome would that be, though? Carmella standing tall, fireworks going off. She's just like celebrating.
There's pyro again.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I just think that...
It's like, think WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan, but it's Carmella.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's
Big
hilarious.
Cass comes out. Oh, no, wait. They're not together anymore. Forget that. Scratch that.
She's with Big E now, right? Or they were a tag team? Or
I don't know.
in the Mixed Match Challenge, they were a tag team.
Yeah. But I'm saying she was like with Big Cass. Like They were a couple in real
Okay.
life. I was saying he would come out and celebrate, but I just remembered that I think they broke up.
Yeah. That's life. Sucks. But I think they never stated that the briefcase has to be for SmackDown, did they?
I don't know.
What if she cashes in on Nia and Alexa?
Nah.
Well, the thing is, that's a meh match already. So I think the best result for that is to have Carmella cash in on that one.
Maybe. I just think it would be great to have WrestleMania end, with Carmella standing up there.
She's
F-A-B-U-L-O-U-S, yes.
Yeah. That's...
Diamonds on my neck. Na, 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 na. It'd be great. You like my Carmella song? That's the song, right? You know the song.
I'm just picturing that's the end of WrestleMania and a lot of people just being furious.
Yeah.
By this.
Yeah, man.
Well, they're going to be furious with Roman Reigns, so why not, right?
I think I'd be way less furious with Carmella at the end. I think it would just be funny. Roman Reigns at the end standing tall. It's like, whatever. Turn off the TV. I don't want to watch this anymore.
The thing is, Carmella tried to cash in this week, so maybe that was the thing that, you think she's going to cash in, but now she's not going to cash in. And she just set the record, too, for having the Money in the Bank briefcase longer than anyone. So maybe they're really going to go all the way with that. Maybe she'll hold it pretty much all the way up to the Money in the Bank.
I think she should cash in on Charlotte tomorrow night, brother.
I don't think she'd be successful if she did.
All right, who's going to win the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal? Who's going to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? And we still have to decide if John Cena or The Undertaker will win tomorrow night at WrestleMania. We got to take a short pause here on TSN 690. WrestleMania 34 is tomorrow night. It's Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is Antonio Cesaro, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored. This is Santino Marella, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
This is Rob Van Dam. You're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
All right, welcome back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North right here on TSN 690 and online at WrestlingUncensored.net. You can follow us on Twitter. Follow me at Dave Simon MMA. Follow Johnny North at North Genesis. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we'll be going on YouTube live during, before, and after WrestleMania. YouTube.com/ringsidereport.net with the .net spelled out DOTNET. YouTube.com/ringsidereport.net. And we'll be live there on the channel talking to you. We'll also be live on Periscope, I think. So follow us on Twitter for the links during WrestleMania. We'll be live tweeting as well at Dave Simon MMA and at North Genesis. Big night. We're going to be doing a WrestleMania post-show as well, so be sure to download that. That'll be on the online platforms exclusively over at WrestlingUncensored.net and live video on YouTube and Periscope.
So pretty much what people need to do, you have the network on for WrestleMania pretty much all day. And you also want to check Dave Simon's Twitter and my Twitter pretty much all the time to find out when we're posting these videos.
Yeah, just keep it locked on our Twitter because that's the first place where all the links will be posted for everything.
At Dave Simon MMA and at North Genesis. Just keep it locked there.
It's easy, right?
Throughout the whole day pretty much.
Yeah, all day. It's WrestleMania day. I mean, basically all weekend for me. You want to stay on my Twitter all weekend. You're checking out my Twitter right now. I'm tweeting about NXT. I'm tweeting about the Hall of Fame. I'm tweeting about UFC 223. I'm tweeting about Conor McGregor in jail. There's all sorts of stuff I'm tweeting about. So you want to stay on my Twitter feed at Dave Simon MMA. There's a lot going on in the world of combat sports. I didn't even mention New Japan Pro Wrestling, but hey, that's a thing that's going on as well.
Or the new Trailer Park Boys season.
Which I've seen in its entirety.
Me too. Quite fantastic.
Very good. On Netflix. Rest in peace to John Dunsworth, a.k.a. Jim Leahy.
The liquor.
Great performance this season.
Fantastic.
He was very good. His final season was just great performance once again.
I'm trying to think of a favorite moment right now.
My favorite moment was when he's caressing Randy's belly. Or maybe when he... I just like the intimacy between him and Randy for some reason. But I like when he... they're going to the track. They're going to the racetrack. And he's kind of... Randy agrees to go to the racetrack. Mm-hmm. And Leahy kisses him. I love you, Randy. Mwah. We're going to the track. And we're never coming back. I thought that was really good.
It looked like he actually surprised him, too.
Yeah, Randy didn't expect the kiss. It was good.
Do you remember the part like when he was going to punch George? When he's all pissed and he fired George? That was great, I thought. Just his like range of emotions.
You're really spoiling it here now with the George Green stuff.
I'm sorry.
Let's get back to wrestling, John. So John Cena and The Undertaker, I just wanted to wrap up on that match. We both think it's going to happen. We're not sure exactly when, but we expect it to be a match at WrestleMania. I think Undertaker wins. I think Undertaker wins, goes out on top, and then ends his career, walks away. You think Cena's going to win?
You know, I thought Cena was going to win when this match was going to be announced, but now it's out of nowhere. Yeah, maybe Taker would win because of the surprise factor. And it'd be quite the letdown if, like, it's a surprise and then he loses. That's really awkward.
But
so,
is it a surprise, though?
If we have the match, yeah. Because I think a lot of people aren't expecting the match now.
They think just a confrontation?
Some people might not be thinking anything at this point.
You think it's a match, though?
I think we're going to get a match.
I think it's going to be a match, too, but I could see them just doing a confrontation in the ring where maybe Taker's not able to do a match.
That'd be rough if that happens. I mean,
like, maybe that's why Taker hasn't shown up yet.
If that's the case, you know, it's too bad. And, you know, it's nice we got something instead of nothing. But I really want a match. I'd be disappointed if we don't get a match.
I just hope that when this is all said and done, John Cena does like Jericho's podcast or Edge and Christian's podcast and gives us the whole story of what's really been happening backstage in the build-up to this match with Undertaker. Because it feels like there's more to this story than we know, and it's just being kept very quiet.
I feel like they've known from the start. They've known since like Raw 25 when Taker was there that, yeah, he's going to be at WrestleMania. And this was the idea.
I don't think so.
I'll wait and see. Thing is, Cena, by the way, is not disappearing. Like, after WrestleMania, he's going to be back for the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but that's a one-shot deal. In where, again? Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, but that's like 2-3 weeks away after Mania, so...
Doesn't mean he's going to be on TV in the interim.
Why wouldn't he be? They're not going to hype this at all? Like, it's just, they're going to have the event and that's it?
Doesn't he have to do promotion for his movie?
Well, I think that already started.
Doesn't he have to do other stuff? I mean, he's a busy guy, no?
Can still go to Saudi Arabia, though.
How about some other matches on this card here, John? So we both think that there will be a match and that Undertaker will win. Wow, you've flipped now.
Just because of the
for
surprise.
Weeks, months now, I've been saying Taker's going to win, and you're like, no, John Cena's going to win, John Cena's going to win. And now, here we are, night before WrestleMania, and you are changing your tune, and you're joining me, picking The Undertaker. Smart move, John. Smart move.
Join the dark side, yeah.
That's right.
Well,
welcome.
It just doesn't make sense at this point for Taker to lose. Because if he shows up when you're not expecting him to show up, and then lose, man.
It never made sense for Taker to lose. The guy who was on the biggest WrestleMania win streak ever, the guy who never loses at WrestleMania, he lost last year at WrestleMania, and you're telling me he's going to lose again 2 years in a row at WrestleMania? I don't think so. I don't buy that.
Though, when's the last time John Cena lost a match at WrestleMania?
Who cares?
Well, clearly that's the case, I think.
Who cares? John Cena loses all the time. Doesn't matter. He keeps cutting promos about how much he loses. Like, that's been his whole gimmick. I lost Royal Rumble. I lost Elimination Chamber. I lost this match. I lost that match. I'm a loser. Come on, Undertaker. Help me out.
Given how much buzz this match gets, it should be the main event. Because really, I don't know if any other match can get a bigger reaction.
How about Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon? That is a big match. But I think we all expect it to go one way, and that's the way it's going to go. Ronda, armbar on Stephanie, Angle, ankle lock on Triple H. Same time, both of them tapping. That's how I see it playing out.
Well, I thought Ronda and Stephanie. I mean, Triple H, I don't know about that. Good luck. Triple H doesn't have to look weak. I think he'll make sure he doesn't have to look weak at all.
Maybe you're right. So Stephanie's going to tap to Ronda, armbar. I feel like it's 3 years ago, and I'm predicting a Ronda Rousey UFC fight. Ronda Rousey, armbar, first round.
Is The Rock going to get involved? Because apparently The Rock's going to be at WrestleMania, right?
He doesn't need to get involved.
But he was involved in the first altercation they had.
I guess.
Why not?
What does he do?
Distracts Triple H, and then Ronda's able to get the advantage and get the win.
I don't think Ronda should need The Rock to help her win her first match. She should be able to do that all on her own.
Well,
We're supposed to build Ronda as this next big star for WWE. She should be able to win some matches.
Well, like what happened with Sting, Triple H tries to cheat. So then They have to get The Rock to even the odds.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd rather see The Rock do some sort of promo with Hulk Hogan. Will Hogan be at WrestleMania? I feel like I've been asking this question every year.
He says no. So I'm going to try to believe him.
There'd be no Mania without that guy. Whatever he's done, I don't know. There'd be no WrestleMania without that guy.
He'll be back. Does it need to be at WrestleMania? Maybe he'll be on Raw.
Should be. Should be at WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels calls himself Mr. WrestleMania? I don't think so. That's Hulk Hogan. Anybody main event more Manias than Hulk Hogan? Ever? I don't think so.
To be fair to Shawn, though, a lot of people still talk about Shawn Michaels matches.
Well, his matches were better than Hogan's, obviously. Hogan couldn't touch him in the ring. And Shawn made sure everybody knew that when they wrestled at SummerSlam. What a jerk.
See his new haircut, by the way?
Shawn cut his ponytail off, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Whatever. He's trying to be like Triple H.
No, he's not quite like Triple H. He should be like Triple H, though, but... Wouldn't be surprised if Shawn gets involved, by the way.
I gotta have Shawn in my corner. Shawn hates Ronda.
That's it. He needs another, female, right? He's not gonna have Shawn hit Ronda. That'd be kind of weird.
How about Cyborg?
That'd be amazing if they pulled that off, but that's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. So Angle and Ronda are gonna go over Triple H and Stephanie, right?
Yes.
How about Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Who wins that match? How does that match go down? Sami and Kevin, if they lose, they are fired from SmackDown, which means I guess they can go to Raw, and that's what everybody's expecting. But what if Sami and Kevin win? Because Daniel Bryan turns on Shane McMahon.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go down, but I believe Kevin will get the pin in this match. He will get the 1, 2, 3. Because
on top?
Yeah. Because he got pinned at the Rumble. He got pinned at Fastlane. And I believe that's because he's going to get the winning pin at WrestleMania.
Wow. On who? Shane McMahon?
More than likely. I mean, Daniel Bryan's first match back, he's probably not going to take the pin. But I don't think he needs to win, especially if it goes down the way you're thinking.
Do you think it's going to go down that way?
Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure.
I want it to go down that way.
That promo on SmackDown was so bad. It was really the worst thing I've seen Daniel Bryan do in a long time. He should be ashamed of himself, by the way.
Why? It's not his fault.
Oh.
Saying to Shane, oh, you were always right, Shane. You're always right about Sami and Kevin. They're bad guys. I feel like that was done on purpose to... it was so bad and it seemed so phony because it was supposed to seem phony. Because Bryan, he's saying these things to Shane, but he doesn't really mean them. Because he really does like Sami and Kevin. They are friends, and he wants to be on their side.
I thought maybe for an instant Daniel was going to punch Shane when Shane put his arm on his shoulder. Because it seemed like Daniel was kind of pissed by that.
Wait till Mania.
If it doesn't happen, it's going to be very disappointing. But either way, I don't think Shane and Daniel Bryan are going to win. Heels are going to win at WrestleMania. I know it seems crazy, but yes, bad guys will win some matches at WrestleMania.
I think Sami and Kevin should win. I like their little promo that they did when they showed up through the crowd and jumped on the announce table. And, I was mentioning how you can buy El Generico shirts right now, and that El Generico has, resurfaced now that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are technically fired or whatever from WWE. Well, did you notice Kevin Owens' Twitter has changed? He used to be Fight Owens Fight. He is now Fight Steen Fight, and has changed his name on Twitter from Kevin Owens to Kevin Steen. And I don't know if you know this, but if you change your Twitter handle and you're verified, you become unverified. So he's lost his little blue checkmark thing on Twitter at Fight Steen Fight. But it is the real Kevin Owens. So he sacrificed the blue check mark for the gimmick, brother. And that's something that, honestly, I don't think a lot of WWE superstars would do today. I think a lot of WWE superstars would choose their social media over their gimmick. And that is a big problem with the WWE, and that is why Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are so good, because they're 100% dedicated to being professional wrestlers.
I also don't think it's too hard for Twitter to figure out that he just changed his name, but it's still the same person.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get it back or whatever eventually. WWE has Twitter people to deal with that. That's not the issue, but I think a lot of wrestlers wouldn't do that. You see some wrestlers, like, who are verified as well, like, already, and then they have, like, their indie names, and then they come into the WWE, but they don't change their Twitter handle to their new WWE names because, you know, they're verified or whatever. They already have their name set. A lot of guys do that. They don't change their names when they switch companies.
Don't some of them just get, like, WWE accounts and that's it?
Yeah.
Like, Brock has that.
It's more like when they leave WWE, like they'll keep their WWE name on their Twitter, even though they have different names on the indies type of deal. It's more like that, I think.
Well, that's how they were popular.
Exactly. And that's how they got verified. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then once you're on the indies, you don't have Twitter people to go re-verify you under your new indie name.
Well, you've lost your fame then, so yeah, you need to keep as much as you can.
That's right. So we believe that Daniel Bryan, in his return match to WrestleMania, will lose.
Wow. But yeah.
Will lose, but maybe will join up with Sami and Kevin and turn heel, which would be kind of cool.
So in a sense, not really losing, just switching sides.
And then Daniel Bryan takes his crew and challenges AJ Styles for the WWE Championship.
You can dream.
Why not?
He's still the SmackDown GM, by the way. You got to get rid of that first.
Get rid of that.
Until they get rid of it, he's still the GM.
He's got to wrestle Shane McMahon. That's next. Once he turns on Shane, he wrestles Shane, he beats Shane, takes on AJ, beats AJ, WWE Champion on SmackDown. That's where I see Daniel Bryan in 2018.
Whoa, he's going to beat Shane and then like not have control of SmackDown? Because wouldn't that be for control of SmackDown if he beats Shane?
Nah, whatever.
Okay.
Just beat Shane in a grudge match. Who cares? Shane hates him. He wants a match. Bryan says fine. Bryan beats him. Then Bryan AJ. And Bryan beats AJ. And then Bryan is a WWE champion where he should be. As great as AJ Styles is, it's Daniel Bryan's time. And then he's a champion on SmackDown. And AJ moves over to Raw, beats Roman Reigns, and he's a Universal champion. And everything's right in the world. How about that?
I think you're jumping ahead to like SummerSlam, but...
So, it's time to jump ahead to SummerSlam, John. We're in a post-WrestleMania world, are we not?
No, we're not.
We're not there yet? We're not there yet? Sorry. But, you know, that's the next big event, right? SummerSlam. After WrestleMania, we got SummerSlam in August. That's the next big show where they're going to build a lot of their matches. And why not Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to see that, but, you know, let's get through a couple of things first, like Nakamura. Let's see him get through that.
Don't you think Daniel Bryan should be WWE champion, though?
I'd like to see him wrestle for the WWE Championship. I don't know about becoming WWE Champion.
Why not?
Highly questionable. The guy's been injured too much. I wouldn't put the championship on him again.
I disagree. He's the best guy.
You got to prove yourself. If you can prove that you're not going to get injured, wrestling a decently full-time schedule, which he has not done yet.
Well, if he can do that from here until April, or from April till August.
That'd be a great test.
If he can do it till August, you give him the belt. How about Braun Strowman? Who's his tag team partner going to be?
This is the fun part. I mean, so many guesses right now I have.
Well,
that's your top guess?
Well, it's the big show. I think it'd be cool.
That'd be okay, but not great.
Can Braun Strowman stop being Braun Strowman and just be Brains Strowman from now on?
That was ridiculous.
I like Brains. I'm a fan of Brains.
It just made him seem kind of stupid.
It was pretty stupid. I don't know. Maybe Big Show. I don't think it's going to be Rey Mysterio.
No. Sorry, Ray.
You know what I think would be the ultimate? Neville.
Well, I wasn't thinking that one, but that's interesting.
It's a way to make Neville a main roster guy. You give him a long tag team title reign with Braun Strowman. They're on Raw. They're featured. They'd be an incredible tag team. Braun would become a better wrestler teaming night in and night out with a guy like Neville, who's an incredible in-ring performer. Braun would learn a lot working with him. He'd get better for an eventual singles run down the road. And you give Neville something to do that's very cool, and then you push him down the road as a single star on the main roster, not on 205 Live. That's if you can come to a deal with Neville, who walked out on the WWE a few months ago, but you want to talk about a big return and a surprise that would get people talking, create a buzz? I think Neville would create a buzz, at least among wrestling fans.
No, that's a great choice. I was not thinking that whatsoever, but awesome.
Thank you. Once again, I've done it.
But
You're welcome. You're welcome, Stephanie. Stephanie listens every week, so she's getting all the good ideas from me.
Here's my top 3 choices. Number 3 is Mark Henry, because he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and Braun's a fan of his. So
Okay.
It makes sense.
Does make sense.
2.
But Mark Henry, does he stick around for a title run? Because I think whoever Braun teams with, they should win the tag titles.
Right.
I'd like to see Braun as tag team champion for a little while.
Who said Mark can't stay around? What else is he doing?
He's not a full-time wrestler.
That's unfortunate.
He's going into the Hall of Fame. He's basically retired.
He can do tag work.
Number 2?
Number 2, and you're not going to like this, but Bray Wyatt. It makes sense when you think about it.
He's been deleted.
Well, new Bray Wyatt, whoever he is, there's still an alliance he had with Braun, a history. It would make sense. Someone new, maybe more like Braun.
Yeah.
And the first one, it's kind of out there, shooting for the stars kind of thing, but I think it would be the best choice whatsoever, James Ellsworth.
That's pretty good.
It's amazing.
That's pretty good. All right. I like that.
They probably won't do James Ellsworth, though.
Probably not. Probably not. But I don't hate that idea. It would be a fun little tag team, where James always gets himself in trouble, and Braun has to come in and save the match and win the match for them. James could start tagging himself in and upsetting Braun,
So you talked about how, Carmella, it's a crowning moment at WrestleMania. Wouldn't it be interesting that Ellsworth becomes tag champion and Carmella becomes a women's champion?
What a night.
It would be.
What a night for them. How about Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax? I think Nia Jax beats Alexa here, right?
I believe so. Like a lot of people, I did not like Nia's promo, but I don't think that changes WWE's view on Nia whatsoever. I think they're going to push her to the moon, to be honest. I think she's going to be the top women's wrestler on Raw.
It's too bad. Her promo was terrible.
Well, it doesn't matter, really. She just has to go in there and just squash people. That's it.
She doesn't even do it that well, though. She's not good.
Well, it looks kind of rough sometimes. Remember last year when she got dropped on her head? Tremendous, actually. That was really good.
Who dropped her on her head?
There was some sort of she had somebody on her shoulders and she got drop kicked and she ended up rolling right on her head. Right on her head, too.
Yeah. I don't have high expectations for this match here with Alexa Bliss. How about, let's see here. So do you think Charlotte's going to win? I think Charlotte will win against Asuka.
No, I think Asuka's going to win.
How about Randy Orton, your man, defending the U.S. title against Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev? Are they going to give something to Rusev here?
An RKO? Out of nowhere?
Yeah, probably, right?
I think so.
You think Randy retains?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
See, I thought when it was a three-way, they'd give it to Jinder, but Rusev, it kind of throws it off. So I think Randy will retain.
I think you're right.
Thank
Unfortunately,
you.
I think you're right. How about the Intercontinental title match? The Miz defending the title against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. As much as I don't like The Miz, I think this could steal the show.
Wow.
Because Seth and Finn are very good. They had a very good match on Raw this week.
They did, but
Finn Balor is amazing. And at WrestleMania, he's going to go the extra mile.
the thing is, triple threat matches work usually. It's like two guys in the ring, one guy out.
Yeah.
So like, oh, this is really good. And it's
my
The Miz.
It's my sleeper pick to be a match where you're like, oh my god, that was amazing. I think it could contend for match of the night.
I don't think it'll be bad, but there's some really good matches on this show where you don't have someone like The Miz dragging it down.
If you look at it, John, there's some really cool matchups on this show, but there aren't a lot of really good in-ring matches on this show.
Potentially, I disagree with you.
Like what? Like other than AJ and Nakamura and maybe Asuka and Charlotte, what are the workhorse matches of the show where you're like, man, these guys are going to kill it?
Based on their talent, the tag match of Kevin and Sami against Daniel Bryan and Shane, based on the talent,
yes,
that should be good.
Okay.
Now,
I agree, but, Shane McMahon.
Yeah, I know that. Again, it's like The Miz. It drags down a bit. So, but there is more workhorses than not. And that's kind of the way you're looking at this, too. There's more workhorses than not in this match, so you would think this match is going to be good. I think it'll be okay, but I'm not blown away by this.
Okay, so you don't think that triple threat will steal the show? How about the tag team triple threat from SmackDown? That could steal the show. You talk about workhorses, you talk about incredible wrestlers. The New Day against the Bludgeon Brothers against the Usos. I think the Bludgeon Brothers probably take the tag titles here.
They should.
It'd be surprising if the Usos maybe wound up retaining. They might go down that road. I'd be most surprised if New Day won, but then again, should we be surprised if New Day wins the tag titles? Probably not, right? So this could really go any way. I expect it to go the Bludgeon Brothers way, but I don't really care either way. I think it's fine. They're all great tag teams, and that's what's compelling about this match is they are all great tag teams, especially the Usos and the New Day. They're two of the best tag teams in the history of the WWE.
Well, I was just going to say that this year has taught us anything, this past year, that don't underestimate the Uso versus New Day matches, because usually those are the best matches on the show. So there's a very good chance that this should be your dark horse match.
It's not even a dark horse. I mean, you look at that match and it's like, it's probably going to be the best match on the show. As far as in-ring work, I think it's going to be hard for anybody else to follow that. AJ and Nakamura are going to have their work cut out for them after the New Day, the Usos, and the Bludgeon Brothers do battle. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
Imagine that there was rumors it was going to be a TLC match. How insane that would have been.
I wish it would have been. Would have been crazy. Definitely would have stolen the show then, right? There would be no chance for anybody else. Okay. How about the Battle Royals now? I think we pretty much gave our predictions for everything. We both think Roman Reigns is going to win, right? Both think... I think AJ is going to win. You think Nakamura is going to win, right?
Yes.
I think Finn Balor is going to walk away new Intercontinental Champion.
I'll go with Seth. But really, that could go either way, and it could go to The Miz as well. That's kind of close, that match, I think.
We both think Randy Orton's going to retain his championship.
With an RKO.
We both think Nia Jax is going to win the title from Alexa Bliss.
Sit in honor.
You've got Asuka. I've got Charlotte. We both think Braun Strowman and whoever he's teaming with is going to take the tag titles from The Bar.
No question.
We both think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win the tag titles from SmackDown, right?
They should.
We both think Angle and Rousey are going to win. And do we both think that, and we both think Owens and Sami are going to win?
Yep.
Wow. Very interesting. How about the pre-show matches? Who do you got, Cedric Alexander or Mustafa Ali? Who's going to be the new Cruiserweight champion?
Well, it seems like they've been building Cedric Alexander for the longest time. It seems like he always gets title shots, and for some odd reason, he's not the champion. Something happens, so it just feels like now's the time. I know Mustafa Ali is an amazing athlete, probably the most spectacular guy in 205 Live right now, but it just feels like Cedric Alexander, he's their guy.
And I know there's been some great 205 Live matches happening over the past couple of weeks. There's been guys on Twitter. Lightman Rick on Twitter has been talking to me about these matches for a couple of weeks now, and I'm trying to get around to them. I just haven't had the time to. There's so much wrestling and so much UFC going on. It's hard to keep up with 205 Live. But from what I understand, there are some incredible performances going on, and I do mean to catch up on them.
If you ever saw the Mustafa Ali Drew Gulak 2 out of 3 falls, that was a long time ago, but that was an excellent match.
I like Cedric Alexander to win this too. How about the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal? so far announced in this thing: Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Natty, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Bayley, Lana, Mandy, Sonya, Mickie James, Carmella, and Dana Brooke.
Only. Wow.
That's all that we have officially announced. Only 14 people, but you expect to be more. I don't know how many people are even supposed to be in this thing.
I thought it was 20, no?
I don't know. I don't think they ever said. How many's in the Andre the Giant?
It's usually roughly 20, close to.
I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to be in this thing. I think it's going to come down to Sasha and Bayley, though.
Yes.
I think Bayley probably wins.
I think Sasha, but that's fine. Bayley, by the way, that was a horrendous performance, by the way, this week.
Yeah. Not good. I'm starting to think Bayley might be getting worse. I feel like Bayley doesn't have the practice that she had in NXT. Like, Bayley was very good in NXT because she was wrestling a lot. She had 20-minute matches on TV. She was main eventing these shows. And she had the Performance Center and all this stuff. Now she's on the road. Her ring time has been cut significantly. Mm-hmm. And I feel like maybe that's hurting her performances. Also, I feel like Sonya Deville is extremely green. And that match wasn't all Bayley's fault. Sonya Deville is really nowhere near where she needs to be. She is not very good. And Mandy is worse, which says something.
But I've never noticed it more than that match. So that kind of says something on Bayley, too. I mean, Bayley has to carry her. And that was the worst carry job of all time, I think, in terms of the women's.
It was bad. Yeah, so I think it's still going to come down to Sasha and Bayley in that Women's Battle Royal. And they are calling it the first ever Women's Battle Royal, but there was a Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania 21.
How about that? Well, first time, The Rock and Cena was once in a lifetime, right? It was not. Yeah.
So this is not the first ever Women's Battle Royal. Even though the WWE is saying that it is, it's not the first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Check it out, WrestleMania 21. Who won that one?
It was, Santina.
Was it?
I was pretty sure it's Santina who won it. That's WWE's philosophy for everything. Like, the guys always win in the end.
That's unbelievable. Hold on. We got to check that. We got to make sure that we're not saying nonsense. Was this not on the card? I thought it was WrestleMania 21. Maybe
I'm almost positive it was on the card.
Maybe it wasn't 21 then. Oh, no, we need to get this right, John.
But I remember this match happening, and I vividly remember Santina Marella dressed up as Santina Marella and winning the match. I want to say, eliminated Beth Phoenix in the end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, that does make sense. But when did that happen? When did it happen? Santina.
It was definitely the WrestleMania 20s, without question. Which one? I can't remember exactly, unfortunately.
25 Diva Battle Royal. It was at WrestleMania 25. There you go. WrestleMania 25. So it was won by Santina. A man won the first ever Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Back at WrestleMania 25.
Now, they call it Divas, so maybe that's it. The wording wasn't quite exact, so.
Oh, right. Because this is different?
They're not Divas anymore, right?
Yeah.
It's only for the show.
So, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, how about that thing? Who's winning that? Elias? Matt Hardy?
I want it to be Matt Hardy, but it's probably going to be Elias.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't care. I don't think it matters. I say give it to Dolph Ziggler or Matt Hardy or Baron Corbin or whatever. It doesn't mean anything. That's the problem with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Whoever wins, it doesn't really matter in the end because they don't get anything. They get the trophy, but they don't get a push. Mojo Rawley won last year. What has he done in the past year. You broke up with Zack Ryder, and that's it.
Yep, that's it.
That's
Nothing
it.
else.
He had a match with Zack Ryder. I guess he beat him, right? They
did.
wrestled. He won. Hasn't really been seen since. He was on SmackDown this week in a jabroni match. Notice they just trotted out whoever they had in the locker room. Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Mojo Rawley, and Primo Colón. Where's Epico?
Probably still injured, I guess.
Is that the deal? Where are the Colóns? Primo Colón shows up on SmackDown this week. They don't even really mention him. I don't even know if he got in the match.
I think he probably more than likely is.
But, what was that? He just shows up out of nowhere? When was the last time you saw Primo Colón on SmackDown? Anyways, so those jabronis beat Breezango, Zack Ryder, and Ty Dillinger. That match just shocked me that it even existed. I was like, what are they doing here? They're really bottom of the barrel here going into WrestleMania, but I guess it was a way to showcase the Andre Battle Royal and some of the participants. What a way to get you excited for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Mojo Rawley, Zack Ryder, Breezango, Primo Colón, a guy you haven't seen on TV for years, and then Dolph Ziggler.
My main problem with this is there's a lot of tag team guys, and it's like a tag team's not going to win, or a guy in a tag team's not going to win.
Give it to Chad Gable.
Yeah, but he's not going to win.
Why not?
Because he's in a tag team.
So?
It's going to be a singles guy. It's always a singles guy.
I say give it to Baron Corbin, make him the first ever two-time Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner.
You really don't care about this whatsoever. It sounds like you're here to Baron Corbin.
No, I don't care. Do you care? Does anybody care?
I think I'd like to see Matt Hardy continue his momentum.
Okay. Me too. I mean, I'd prefer to see Matt Hardy win. I'd prefer to see a guy that I enjoy win rather than Baron Corbin. I'd rather Primo Colón win over Baron Corbin.
So show that you care and say that.
Okay, yeah. Primo Colón. I want Primo to win, or Matt Hardy. Those are my picks.
All right.
WrestleMania 34 going down tomorrow. Johnny North, we will be back for more online stuff tomorrow during WrestleMania. Check out our Twitter feeds, at Dave Simon MMA, at North Genesis. We're going to be live tweeting WrestleMania. We'll also be on Periscope, on YouTube Live, before Mania a little bit, maybe a little bit during, and definitely 100% we'll be on right after WrestleMania. We'll have a podcast online as well, the post-WrestleMania show on our iTunes feed. Go subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net with the .net spelled out D-O-T-N-E-T. Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, WrestlingUncensored.net. Johnny North, when's your next match, though? When can people see you in the ring?
It's going to be April 22nd. I'm wrestling for the NWA British Commonwealth Championship against Alex North. Bell time is 2 p.m. It's at 4325 Industrial Boulevard, Montreal North. Be there.
Cool. Follow him on Twitter at North Genesis. Check me out at Dave Simon MMA. Thanks to Jimmy and Marco for helping us out back at TSN 690. And thank you to you for listening. We'll check you out for WrestleMania tomorrow. For Johnny North, I am Dave Simon, and this has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.